line up. All right, we'll start on the clap, as always.
Mm-hmm.
Got the mic facing the right way?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm an idiot.
Checking. Hello. Welcome to, this will be episode 8 in the series, episode 3 of the Twin Towers Podcast. My name's Codeezie. As always, I'm joined by my man, Mikey Blaze.
Hi. How's it going, guys? What a week, by the way.
Oh, always. And it's a great thing to be back in the saddle. I think getting, that consistency bubbling. I think this week we had, last time I checked, which was this morning, we had 70 views.
Okay, well, so last week you told me we had the lowest viewing podcast that you've put up.
Of the Twin Snakes variety.
Okay.
That's correct, yes.
But I looked back and I noticed there's 255 views, not likes.
Yep.
On a video from 5 years ago.
Oh, yeah, there's been, been time.
We're planting seeds, it'll grow.
100%. Plus, with also, one of the things that happened back then was we had the whole kamikaze thing going on, which kind of like set us off in the right direction, which was like a hashtagable moment thing. Ours kind of dropped out of nowhere with no real, what's the word? Topic that was relevant, I guess would be the right word.
Yeah.
So I'm not really too worried about it. I think it was cool to see extra views. Like, as long as the number's going up, I think that's a good thing. Plus, I mean, we could have very easily done this and gotten like 4 views.
Yeah.
So somebody's clicking on it. I don't know if they're watching the full thing or whatever, but we had a couple comments, and one of the comments was to you directly.
Oh, yeah.
I forget the name of I think it was like Pink
Calculus. I don't know her name.
And I looked at their profile.
It's probably someone I know. It's probably someone we know.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could not be. We don't know. But
yeah, they
said they want to be in the Mikey Blaze Club. So I don't know if that's open for applications.
Well, no, start it up if you want. I mean, there's nothing special going on here, but
we got the number 1 member and the leader of the Mikey Blaze fan club. So shout out to Pink Calculus for your support.
Yes, L is your thing.
Yep. And a shout out to Crass Wolf, and a shout out to all the people who are getting filtered in through the Suboxone videos, which is kind of a weird transition, but those are the people that. So like when I started doing those videos, I had like 50 subs. Now I have like 230, and a lot of those people are Suboxone people, yeah.
No. You said 50 subs.
50 subscribers. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had 50 subscribers. Yeah, I should probably clarify. So my channel's grown a little bit, but it's mostly people who are tuning in for that sort of content. So now that we're bringing them this, I think there'll probably be some crossover there. So anybody who takes a peek, I didn't post it anywhere this week. I don't know. It's just one of those things, dude. Whatever. Who gives a fuck, right? We're here to have fun.
Yeah, as long as you guys enjoy the conversation and banter.
And more importantly, as long as we enjoy. The one little thing, we're ironing out the kinks, I noticed that you were a little low volume-wise last week, so we're addressing that this week.
You know who else was a little low? Joe Biden during the debate.
Yeah. I mean,
we'll get to that. But.
Well, we can get to it right now. I mean, unless there's anything else you want to talk about.
No.
But, I mean, unprecedented, right? Why don't you take the lead on this, because you watched it. I didn't watch it.
I watched it. I like to think an open mind. Probably not. But, I mean, the first sentence Biden says, he's coughing.
Not good.
And immediately you see, like, because they have the split screen, they have Trump on the one side, Biden on the other, and you see Trump's eyebrows raised and kind of look over, and it's like,
he knew he was fucked.
He knew it was in the bag.
Yeah.
It's like if your starting quarterback gets hurt on the first play of the, Jets Bills, but the Jets still won.
Yeah, right.
But that's what it felt like, and then it was weird because Trump took the approach where he was like, he wasn't insulting, really.
He could have probably rocked him a lot more than he did.
Besides the one comment where, like, I don't know what he said.
Yeah. Which I think was true. I think he really didn't know what he said.
Yeah, he probably did. I don't know what I said.
And Biden probably didn't know what he said. I mean, Biden just seems senile. He seems like he's lost in the woods. Like, he doesn't even know what's going on. I think if they tell him If they tell him that you just served 8 years, it's over. You're done. He won't even know.
Yeah,
that would be a good way to scoop him out. So let me ask you this, because you're more in tune with this shit than me. If they slide him out or get him to step down or whatever, who's the incumbent Democratic candidate?
Well, I mean, I think there's Kamala right there.
Okay.
Or how do you say her name? Kamala Harris.
Oh, the vice president.
The vice president.
You think she would run?
I think she would, but then they'd have to fill that other spot. And I don't really.
Andrew Yang.
I would vote for Andrew Yang.
I mean, I like the idea of getting
$1,000, and it sounds so much, but I'd just be out of it.
Right,
in
but it'd
2
be
days.
cool getting that. I think everyone would be a fan
Yang
of that.
And
was he Democrat?
I've heard a lot about Gavin Newsom.
I've heard that name.
Yeah,
I always think of Gavin McInnes, but I've heard that name.
And I don't know. And people are making these conspiracy theories like, oh, they put Biden up there to fail on purpose. That way they can get a new guy in or woman.
Could be,
but there's no way.
I don't know. Right now, it looks like Trump's going to win.
Yeah,
bigly, because you got this guy who. And I'm noticing this too, and we talked about this before, but it's like people who weren't even Trump people are starting to be like, Biden, he's fucked. I'm liking Trump right now. If those are the two guys, that's where I'm leaning. And, unless they come up with some sort of crazy, out-of-nowhere pick that's going to replace Biden, I think that if it ends up being Trump versus Biden, I can't imagine Trump losing that.
Yeah, I can't either. And it's funny because Biden, the last election, got 81 million votes.
Which you said was the most ever, right?
Most ever. And then you think back to, remember when Obama was getting... people say, all this is because Obama got elected and it's backlash.
Right.
It's like, well, where were these people when Obama got elected? Where were these, Were
they just chilling out, not voting?
Yeah.
Laying in the cut?
Obama got elected and now all the racists are mad, so they're trying to, vote for a racist. I don't know.
Such an easy... all-encompassing kind of bullshit way to frame it up. I mean, I really don't think these people are necessarily racist or even look at it that way. I think that, a lot of people that I run into and talk to that are Trump guys, they appreciate his candor, they appreciate his upfrontness, they appreciate the financial implications of him being elected. They like that he's proud to be an American and that he represents the country with kind of a swagger that we kind of need. And Biden, without knowing much about it, he just kind of seems like a bumbling fool. If you don't know anything about politics and you watch that debate, you're like, whoa, who's that guy? And that's such a sad state of affairs, for the country to be currently led by someone who can't even really formulate a sentence or walk downstairs.
He did a speech the next day, and he was so energetic.
They probably had him on Adderall.
They had to,
or some sort of drug.
Well, everyone then
Red Bull.
And then on Twitter, everyone's going, "I'll take the guy who's bumbling fool over the guy who lies."
Fuck that.
They're both lying.
Any politician is going to lie. You can't expect them to give it to you straight. That's part of being in politics, right?
Yeah.
But, I'd rather have the guy who has all his senses, can come up with wisecracks on the fly, can come up with comebacks on the fly.
That's
I'd rather have a guy who can be witty and is with it than a guy who has no idea where he even is. That's not a good sign for us.
They had to have known, come on, Biden, we're putting you up on stage.
Right.
You're going against
a debate.
One of the best roast masters of all time.
Yeah. And he wasn't ready.
And he just goes, you're a sucker and a loser.
So, yeah, his performance was so crazy that I remember you even sent me a clip of... So CNN's the Democrat place, right? And Fox is the Republican. And CNN was saying, this was the most embarrassing, he's going to have to step down. It's fucking over for him. So, unprecedented situation that we're in right now because we got the president who's fucked up, and then we got another guy that was already the president. Now, here's the thing, too. The guy, Trump, he was already the president. We already went through 4 years with him. It wasn't that bad.
No, not until COVID. That was on the last
And that was an unprecedented thing, too.
Right. Who's going to handle
Nobody
that
was ready for that. And I think, I got to say, speaking for myself, when COVID happened, I was living good.
I was too.
I was getting free money out the wazoo. I mean, everything was fucking great.
I got furloughed, and so I got unemployment and the money on top of that.
Exactly.
So I was spending money like I was like
it was going on a style.
Whatever.
Right, exactly. Like they were giving me my normal unemployment rate plus an extra $600 on top of that for COVID-related whatever. I don't know why you need money for that, but...
Yeah, what was that about?
I don't even know, but it was, at that point in time, it was actually more advantageous to be unemployed than to be working.
Yeah, I was one of the lucky ones that got furloughed.
It worked out really good.
Yeah, that was fun.
Speaking of, I have to say, just to touch on this briefly, last week was obviously a pretty big kind of thing going on with the apartment and shit like that. Just to give a quick update, I've applied for a new place. I'm on the hunt, so if anybody knows of any places that are for lease, shit like that, obviously let me know. But applied for a place that's about the same space, about the same rent, so we're hoping that goes through. And just on a personal note, I mean, with that going on top of everything else, I mean, everything is just fucking going fucking fantastic right now. I mean, my gas tank's full, my fridge is full, this place is immaculately clean. I feel good. I got a little sick this weekend, but other than that, I mean, Becker's going fucking great. I love it there. It's fun, and I don't know. I just don't feel like I can be stopped right now. I feel like Roy Jones Jr.
Yeah, you get that Chumbawamba song. I get knocked down, but I get up again.
And you're never gonna keep me down.
Yeah. So you just got a punch to the face, and now you're like, yeah, let's go.
I just ate it.
Yeah, you ate it
and fucking came right back.
I hate that term.
It's just one of those things, man. Like, it could have been a real depressing. It could have really shot me down, but you just got to roll with that shit.
It shows you why friends are really important too.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of people who have depped up in a major way and just said, if you need anything, if you need a place, if you need help moving, if you need me to help you find anything you need, you ask, you got it. So shout outs to everybody: Angelo, Andy, Mike, Craig Money, Carson, Renee, everybody in the cut. Jano doesn't know anything. Caesar said nothing about it. But Caesar did run into my mom at Tom's Diner on Saturday, and they sent me this picture.
I would never picture him at Tom's Diner.
Yeah, he went there with his girlfriend, I guess.
That's crazy.
I told him, let me know next time you go to breakfast. I'll come with you. He won't ever do that. But, yeah, ran into my mom. I'm sure my mom kind of gave him the update. But, yeah, I mean, I know that should I need the extra hands and the extra body, I mean, he'll be willing to help out. So, yeah, things are looking up. Last week it had just happened, so it was kind of everything was up in the air, but I think everything's going to work out good, and I think we're going to end up with a nice new place to do this podcast, hopefully.
Oh, absolutely.
We'll see.
Yeah, you're like a cat. You're going to land on your feet.
Exactly, and Clarabelle will too.
It's weird when people don't land on their feet, to me.
It's unfortunate.
I think that's because mainly they don't have the help of other people around them.
It's very possible.
But like if you're an addict, you know how they always say, like, oh, you won't change until you want to change.
Do it. Yeah. It's up to you. Like, we can't make you go to rehab. You got to be wanting to do it, wanting to make the changes and shit like that.
It would be like, I mean, I wouldn't put it past like someone with our type of personality where it's like, you gonna kick me out, I'll just be homeless.
Yeah, I mean,
like stubborn. I feel like I'd pull something like that and then regret it like a day later. But
yeah, you wouldn't be happy with the circumstances if you did make that choice. I mean, I definitely want to avoid that if possible. I mean, I could probably live out of my car, but it wouldn't be fun.
There's people that turn their cars into like living
homes.
Spaces. Yeah. And I always am kind of envious, but then it's like, well, I pay a lot of money for my car anyway, so it almost is like paying rent regardless. True. So,
yeah, I luckily own my car, but Clarabelle needs a place to rest her head. A car is not going to get the job done.
Run around. Do you ever put her on a leash?
I tried that. She's not a fan of that at all. She just plays dead and collapses. Sometimes I take her outside, but yeah, the leash thing didn't work out. She won't walk like that for whatever reason. She's just not a fan of that style.
That's so weird how like dogs just...
Yeah, dogs do it. Cats. Some cats do it. I've seen people walk cats, but she just was not a fan. She doesn't like being controlled on any level.
I remember when people were putting cats on leashes when I was a kid. My uncle got a cat, Storm. And
it's a great name. That was a name.
Yeah, it was Stormy when they got her.
It's awesome.
But so they put it on a leash, and I remember my family being like, It's kind of weird. Like, why
It
are
is
you putting
kinda
a cat on a leash? And then, like, eventually kids were on leashes,
Yeah, true.
which was kind of funny.
I was a leash kid, I think.
No.
I was out of control when I was a kid. There's actually a story that my parents tell me. I don't remember this, but so my grandma Morris, who's on my dad's side, my dad's mom, used to run the nursery. I forget what it was called, Little Lambs or something like that.
A Little Lambs.
At one point, they had to tape me to a chair like a hostage because
Oh
I
my
was
God.
so rambunctious and energetic. Yeah, I used to be a crazy kid, man. I think my parents thought I was retarded because I was really weird.
I feel like a lot of parents made their kids feel that way, though.
There's like home videos of me and just the way I talked and like the things I did. It
What were
looked
you
like
saying?
I had Down syndrome. Like there's one video of me blowing a dandelion and I couldn't like blow it. So I'm like, I keep trying to blow it and like I can't do it. And then I get mad and it's just, there was another incident at preschool. This came up in therapy actually when I was at rehab the second time at Bradford, Pennsylvania, where, okay, so the whole preschool, Nikki Spin was there, Lauren Curry was there, and the whole preschool did like a song and dance thing where we like performed songs or whatever. So I got on stage, they pull the curtain up, and all the parents are in the crowd. And once I saw all the parents and all the eyes looking at me, I threw a fucking fit. Like I threw a tantrum. I was, stop looking at me! And I went nuts. And my parents had to come pull me off the stage. I remember my dad jacking me up against the wall and being like, dude, you need to fucking calm down or you're not going to get any fruit juices, which is what I used to call Starburst. I used to call Starburst fruit juices, which is another kind of autistic thing. So, yeah, I had some problems, still do, but I had some problems that I had to iron out. That's a very vivid memory because it's like one of the first memories I have. And I just remember like, I basically had a panic attack pretty much when I saw the crowd, everyone looking at me and shit. And I almost ruined the whole...
So this is obviously before the whole thing where it's like, oh, picture the crowd naked.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of any
too
of that
young.
shit. I had no idea.
But have you done that ever since?
No. So ever since that moment, once I remember there was another incident when I was in 6th grade. We had a medieval fair, and whoever had the best essays would be the king and queen. And I became the king. I think Lauren Curry was the queen. And we had to read our essays in the auditorium. And I remember when they handed me the mic and I was holding my essay, I remember my body was shaking because I was so nervous to read in front of people. And something happened like between then and now where I was like, okay, obviously public speaking and shit is a big fear of mine. It causes me major stress and anxiety. So I'm going to make sure that instead of going the other way where I let that like defeat me, I'm going to try and do as much of it as possible where I like conquer that. So
Seems like it worked.
yeah, I kind of like leaned into what made me uncomfortable because I didn't want to be unable to speak in front of a crowd or be in front of a crowd and freak out because my natural inclination was pretty much to have a fucking panic attack and shake. Like I remember holding the mic and I couldn't even...
That's
like,
immersion therapy.
Is it? Where you just go into it?
Yeah, they say people with like panic disorders, when you feel the panic coming on, let all the symptoms come to you and embrace them.
Yeah, because they come and
Let
go. I
them do
mean,
it,
nothing
yeah.
happens. It's that's like on Maury when if they're scared of spiders, like they bring spiders out or some shit like that.
I would never. I'd pretend I wasn't, or I'd think like, oh, there's so many people around me, and there's no way they'd bring out a spider that like would
Could kill you.
me.
Yeah,
right. But I don't know because I'm not like there was weird ones like I'm afraid of olives or something, and they bring out like olives or cabbage.
yeah.
And it's like why? Because there's.
It's so weird. Like, where the fuck does that come from? That's such a weird thing. Like, public speaking is a pretty popular fear,
Oh yeah,
and
I'd have to be hammered to do it now.
that definitely helps.
Yeah.
But yeah, just I don't know. Like, my idea was just to lean into it and make it where I try to be good at it, so that way, I didn't like having something hanging out there that was a weakness of mine, and I guess it kind of worked out. I mean, if I was to give like a presentation or whatever, like yeah, I still would get nervous. It's a nerve-wracking thing, you know what I mean? Because you feel like you're being judged and all that type of shit.
Do you have a tell? Like that, like people can tell you're messing.
I don't think so.
No.
But someone else would have to tell me because I wouldn't know. But like even the simple things that we've done before, like the Playmakaz show and shit like that, Like, that could have been a really nerve-wracking thing, but that was a fun...
I don't even think we really drank back then either.
No, not
I
really.
Didn't.
Yeah, I mean...
And I wasn't that nervous.
Kind of went up there stone cold sober, and I mean, that could have bombed and fell flat. I don't know, anytime that you're like the showcase... You can definitely... There's that fear of, what if I completely fuck this up and something goes wrong and it's embarrassing,
you were
right?
great. I mean, you went right out to the crowd.
Yeah, I mean...
T-Gats had his overalls on, dude.
Yeah.
I remember seeing him dance. That was funny.
My biggest regret of that, and all the videos are on my channel of the performances, but our main single, Championship, which is 10 years old, that's our main fucking single, right? And we didn't get to perform that because Maggie's mom cut us off because we were swearing too much. So the whole show was building to this crescendo of performing Championship, which is our most well-known song, our best song, and we would have done a hell of a job, and we got cut off. And one of my biggest regrets to this day is not being able to perform Championship at that
I know,
show.
I forget about that.
It pisses me off.
It just showed
so
how
much.
strong our catalog was, though.
Right.
Because we still had a good show.
We even played a new song. We did a little Chief Keef cover. We did a whole bunch of shit.
Oh,
so
the intro.
Yep.
You know, everyone check that out.
it's all on the channel. You can check it out.
that's really
10 years
fun.
ago almost. I think that was in August
And
of
we went to
2014.
Sonny's. No, Ted's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember sitting at Ted's Hot Dogs. That's no longer around.
Yeah, that's
our
gone
area.
too, which is unfortunate. And there's another video of us rehearsing in my garage because
I've never seen that.
A few nights before, we did it 2 times, I think. We actually put the show together. We had Andy being the announcer and in control of the iPod. We had Caesar running sound. He was doing the
we had
levels.
a whole crew.
Yeah, and we had Bill brought the lights and the smoke machine. We had Carson filming. It was like we had a whole staff ready to go.
Yeah, there were different angles.
It was awesome, man. It was such a great time.
But speaking of Playmakaz,
Somebody should book us for another show.
book us.
Yeah.
Let's do another song.
But you were going to say...
We're gonna do another song.
Are we bringing them back? Are we bringing back the Playmakaz?
We should, absolutely.
I would love to. I
now
think
that
it'd be great.
2 originals are back. Well, it first started with like Bill.
First,
me.
it was Bill, you, and
But
Jano.
we're the ones that really.
Well, we took it to the next level.
Yeah.
That is actually pretty funny because I wasn't even in the group at first. It was you, Bill, and Jano. You guys did Rolling It and Smoking It. Then you did Heated Streets, and I just happened to be at Taylor's that day and did a verse, which kind of like brought me into the
play
fold.
your whole crew like Atari.
Yes, that kind of brought me into the fold. And then years later from that, 8 years later, I was just making beats and shit. And me and you connected and did Championship, and then we kind of brought
We
Jano
dropped
into
it
the
on
other
Easter.
track. Yep.
Yeah.
We actually, which was 420 that year.
You know the funniest story about the Playmakaz is on MySpace we got a message from another group called the Playmakaz.
Yes, with the if you like green marijuana.
Yeah.
So they're similar vibe
sipping
guys.
bubbly champagne.
It's funny that there's 2 Playmakaz groups that were like weed guys.
But they thought we were that serious to the point where they messaged
Right.
and like said, "Change your name,
Yeah,
bitches."
it's not going to happen.
Not happening, boys. Where you at now?
So I got to take my first piss break of the night.
That's okay.
Just carry it for a sec. I'm going to check the video.
I don't know. I'll tell a story. So the other day I was driving to work. Actually, I picked Cody up on the way. It was really funny. Well, that wasn't funny to me in the moment. I was actually mad. You know how like a fly, you'll go outside and a fly will buzz right in your face, and you're like, "Get the fuck out of here!" You know, like why the hell are you here? You have the whole world to. You can fly, for Christ's sake. But anyways, so I'm driving, and my window's slightly cracked. It's not even windy out, and boom, I get hit with this. My hat flies off. My glasses fly. It's like a nerd. You know what I mean? Like if you like poke a nerd and like their like overall straps
Yes, he got
fall
fucking
down.
rocked.
Yeah, it was really embarrassing. I couldn't find
the
my glasses.
sound of your shit flying off was so funny. I remember you mentioned like if I was alone right now, I'd be freaking out.
Yeah, I'd be like fighting. I'd be blowing back at the wind.
It was very funny. It was very just funny in general, like because the whole work thing, it just like I don't know, like
the pump up on the way.
Yeah, like getting into it. It's just like it's such a fun, and it could have gone poorly, right? And you don't want that to happen, and you don't want any effects or ramifications on the friendship, because it would be kind of awkward. Like if you guys,
Right.
if you
It's
brought
always
me
a
in under
risk.
your name, and
Yeah.
you're vouching for me, and then I come in and I'm fucking everything up, and then like, or maybe I don't show up one day, or like I'm
it's like, hey, your boy didn't
it's
show.
like, oh yeah, you told us this guy was good, and then it's like, then it's kind of weird between you and me because like you kind of gave me this opportunity.
Honestly,
and I
I
fucked up.
wouldn't care.
I know you wouldn't, and we could get past it, no problem. But it is kind of a weird, and that's one of the reasons I think that, you know, everybody worked at Frankie's, but Caesar would never get me a job at Frankie's because either he felt like I was going to fuck up or he didn't want to engage with me in that environment. Whatever the case may be, you'd have to ask him. But
He probably didn't want to be annoyed. I annoy him. When I worked there, I annoyed him so much.
right. So he probably just didn't want to cross that line,
Right.
Which is fine. I mean, I got by. It's not a big deal. But
I do my impressions to him every morning.
Yeah, he probably hated that.
I'd go, yo, Caesar, who am I? And I go, Uncle Phil. And he'd be like, Will Smith. I'm like, yeah.
Just answered all serious.
Yeah.
Like, no.
No, eventually it was like, dude, stop.
Right. So I can see that being.
Hey, Lowish. Then he'd be like, Peter Griffin.
That's funny. But yeah, everybody worked at Frankie's except me. Which
Yeah,
is
you
kind
were
of a
the
cool
black
thing now.
sheep.
It's like a badge of honor now. It's like I never
Even
worked
Sheehan, White, even Mark Blackley
there.
worked there.
K1.
K1 worked there?
I think.
Was I there?
Pretty sure he worked there.
Jano never worked
Jano
there,
never
or
worked
Eric.
there. Yeah, that's true. But
the main, like, me, Bill, Caesar worked there.
yeah, everybody fucking.
And
worked
then,
there,
like,
man.
the Brian Sheehans of the world.
Right.
And the big whites.
So, point being, though, everything's going fucking swimmingly right now. It's a cool place to work. It's been fun. It's been chill. I don't see any problems in the future at all. Everything looks good right now.
No, and you won't see them because they'll all come to me.
Which is great.
But we were speaking of the Playmakaz. I think this would be cool if anybody's watching this far into it. Give us a title for a new track.
And then make it from that.
From the title.
Yeah,
I
that'd
mean,
be
we can
cool.
do our own thing, but make it from the title.
Right.
Leave
Where
it
they
in the
give us like a
comments.
concept, and then we make the track from that.
And we also want to collaborate with a man named
Rizzy Renzo.
Rizzy Renzo.
Yep. Rizzy Renzo, you can find on YouTube, Google Play, Spotify, Apple Music, etc. Rizzy Renzo has a song called Young Black Male. I think you heard him on
I heard him on
93.7
93.7
getting
WBLK.
interviewed. So the song itself is about being a young black male and coming up through the struggle and how every breath you take, another black man dies, and so on and so forth. So the song, that sounds fucked up.
Every
but
time
you have
that
to-
he opens his eyes.
Yes, every time he opens his eyes, right. I'm
Every
sorry, I
breath
got that.
that you
Not every
take.
breath you take, not the police, but
But it's the struggle, you know.
right. So the song itself
You done enough.
is an acoustic guitar and some electronic drums, but we think it would be really cool if we collaborated with him and Mike played the acoustic guitar and I played the drums, and he did like a live unplugged type performance,
Like a
of
Tiny
Young
Desk
Black Men.
concert.
Exactly. And I think he would probably do it. I hit him up before, so we're gonna officially extend the invite right now to Rizzy Renzo that we want to perform Young Black Male with you
Yes.
with instruments.
100% serious.
100% serious. We'll record it, and also I will reach out to him directly because it's very unlikely that he'll see this. But if there's any Rizzy Renzo fans out there who happen to stumble upon this, let him know that we want to be in cahoots with him, and we want to do a unplugged Tiny Desk style performance of Young Black Man.
I would love.
It'd be one of the best things we've ever done.
I just want to meet the man himself.
Absolutely. So that's something to check out. Check out Young Black Male. Search it in your search bar right now. You'll find the video. The Playmakaz should make a comeback. We haven't really talked about that
No,
yet
absolutely.
until today. I think
When
that'd
we
be really
dropped
cool.
Championship on Easter Sunday.
420.
Yeah. 420, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It got a big reaction.
Well, because it came out of...
Dude, I was
Out of
getting
nowhere.
messages
Yeah, it
on
was-
like Facebook from like chicks.
It's a great song. It's a really great song.
Like, I didn't know you rapped.
Right.
It's like, dude, anybody can rap.
Nobody
you just
knew
gotta
that
be
was
good
coming.
at it.
Nobody knew that was coming. So I think to bring that back and do another song would be really cool. We
Yeah.
got a couple things in the tank. I mean, Young Stunnas was like the unreleased track. That one's done. I put it on YouTube. That's on my channel also. But then we have other beats that we did prepping for that. But yeah, if somebody drops a song title, whatever, it'd be really cool
Yeah,
to
song
do that.
title or topic.
Anything you want, man. We'll make it work.
As long as it's not Caitlin Clark or something like that.
Yeah, that would suck.
That's funny.
Yeah, the other day, actually, while we were at work, the WNBA was on the TV. and we think it was Caitlin Clark's team.
It was, and it was against Diana Taurasi and Brittany Griner, who got locked up in Russia.
Right. Diana Taurasi still plays?
I was shocked too.
That's crazy.
I thought she played in the 90s.
She's like the Al Horford of the WNBA.
Yeah.
Veteran.
I remember Lisa. I always say Lisa Loeb.
Lisa Leslie.
That song.
Yeah, Lisa Loeb's the acoustic performer.
Lisa Leslie. Who was the other girl? Like Candace something. No, Candace Parker. That was after. But there were two main girls in that WNBA, and Lisa Leslie was one, and there was one other, and I want to say it was Diana Taurasi, but that's impossible. It's almost been 30 years.
She was big in college. I don't remember where she ended up in the pros, but long story short, it was on the TV, and we were quick to make sure that we changed it to something else.
To X Games.
We didn't want to run people out of the building. We felt like if they came in and saw WNBA, it'd be like, yeah, I'm good on this place.
Yeah, what is this? Some feminist bar?
Yeah, I'm good on this shit. But it's
just joking.
Pretty funny that it was even on. They're showing that shit. Like we talked about episode 1, I think. They're just trying to push that shit as much as possible.
Yeah,
but
I don't want to do a callback.
No, definitely not. Shit, what else we got on the agenda today?
Well, we got NHL free agency. Stamkos is a Nashville Predator.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Him and Marchessault, they both went to Nashville. The Sabres couldn't sign anybody but
Yeah, Shufelt texted me and told me that the Sabres did nothing. They just
they got Jason
solidified
Zucker,
their bottom six.
Yeah.
Oh, why didn't they get Stamkos?
He probably said, fuck that.
Fuck, man. That would have been so cool. Stamkos in Nashville is weird. Who did Tampa Bay get to replace him? Anybody?
Gergensons.
They got Gergensons?
Yeah.
So the Sabres lost Gergensons, signed no one.
They got Sam Lafferty and James Reimer, the goalie.
All right, these guys are like 72
Well, guys say you're not going to be
overall,
like,
right?
whoa.
Getting
72
Stamkos would have been
overall.
fucking great, man. That would have been so cool. I would have got a jersey right away. Man, I did not know he went to Nashville. What were the other big moves? Who else went
I think
somewhere?
that's the main big move.
Where did Marchessault come from? Vegas?
Vegas, yeah. Victor Olofsson from the Sabres went to Vegas.
So they mainly just lost people.
Yeah.
Gergensons went to Tampa. Olofsson went to Nashville.
They bought out Skinner.
And where's he going to end up?
Edmonton, I believe. So he's going to be playing with McDavid.
So they'll be good.
So he'll probably score like 80 goals next year and win the
he
cup.
Definitely will.
Seriously, he'll win the cup.
The ex-Sabres always win the cup. Man, that bums me out about Stamkos going to Nashville. He's right over there with the cup.
Oh, he
back
is.
in his heyday.
Is that the ball we designed?
Yes, it is. That's from 06.
Let's grab that.
You and Bill wrote on that ball, wrote a couple nice things.
So
on
I
there.
could probably identify.
So we
my
bought
hand.
a 3-pack of racket balls, and
I
we
still
all
have
made
mine,
each
too.
other. Yeah, the Buck sucks.
What the hell is this
91
one?
roll
Darien
out,
Lake,
boxing gloves, sea butts out,
1991. Sea butts on the
UV
track.
blue,
UV blue. Why was that
9
even a
inch
thing?
nails. Oh, here's a weird thing. So I went to the Bisons game last week. I haven't been to a Bisons game since I was in
Bucks sucks.
Yeah, of course. I haven't been to a Bisons game since I was in like 5th grade. But what was weird about that was it was Bandits night. So the Buffalo Bandits have won the championship the past 2 years in a row. So they have a little dynasty type thing going on. And what was nuts to me, because I've never been to a Bandits game. You ever been to a Bandits game?
I did photography for the Nighthawks against the Bandits.
Okay.
In KeyBank.
That's
Center.
the Rochester team, I'm guessing?
Yeah, and I got my ass chewed out for it. So.
Oh, boy. So it was the Bandits night at the Bisons game, and what I didn't realize was there are, like, diehard, passionate Bandits fans. Like, there was lines to meet these guys and get shit signed by them.
Yeah.
And people were acting like they were meeting Drake.
And they're like school teachers and stuff on their
They
off
make
time.
like $50K.
Yeah. They don't, yeah.
But these
it's
people
weird.
were acting as if they were meeting Michael Jackson. And I had no idea who they were. I took somebody's flag to get it signed by them, and I was very polite to them, but it's like, I've never heard you guys' names before. There's people wearing jerseys. There's people wearing foam Bandits hats. There's guys in kilts. There's all these different super fans that go to all the games. It's like a whole subculture thing going on that I wasn't even aware of.
Yeah, you never see anyone in a Bandits jersey
Never.
like on a normal day.
No, not
but
at
when
all.
it's game day,
They were
they're
all
like-
over the place.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, so, I mean, it was really, really weird because I just didn't know that they had that sort of diehard thing going on. I mean, it's kind of cool that they've won the title. Like they're bringing some championships.
Right.
Here
I wish it was like a major sport.
Yeah.
It's almost there. It's on the
close.
cusp.
Yeah.
But it's still not like one of the 4 major sports. So it's like, well, I thought Buffalo was going to be title town. Bandits win and Bills win.
That would be nice.
Title town USA.
All they have to do is have the Sabres or Bills win next year, and I think that still counts because they won it 2 years in a row. They'll probably win it again. I mean, I don't know anything about lacrosse, but...
Can you name a single Bandit player?
I should be able to because one of them threw the first pitch. His name was Josh.
Oh.
But he didn't throw a full pitch.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the guy came up from home plate like 10 feet, and he didn't stand at the mound either. He came up pretty far, too, and the announcer was like, oh, here we go. You're going to throw a heater. And he threw like a little toss.
Yeah, so I texted you and I said, was he injured or what was the deal?
Pretty sure he was fine. He just...
I mean, I could throw a 90-foot pitch to home plate.
That's the whole point of throwing the first pitch. You're supposed to throw a real pitch.
And if, as a man, you'd be like, I'm throwing from the mound.
He threw a girl's pitch. It was
That's
embarrassing.
insane.
It was embarrassing.
Why would you do that? Remember
I don't know.
50 Cent's first pitch? That was funny.
Gary Delabate's was one of the worst. Baba Booey from Howard Stern. And then Chris Rock had a really bad one, too. How about George Bush's first pitch? Which was a fucking
all the
heater.
pressure on the line.
9/11, dude. He threw a fucking smoker, dude.
Dude, right down the pipe.
That made me respect him.
That thing was 115 miles an hour.
Perfect fucking pitch, right down the pipe. But for the record, I was saying I haven't gone since 5th grade. The Bisons game was actually really fucking fun. They have this pitch clock now, so they don't go all slow and shit. Like, it's a fast-paced fucking thing. There was a couple homers. Bisons won 4-0. The only thing I'll say is that the walkout songs were pretty whack. But other than that, that's the players' choices anyway. But other than that, man, it was a really fun time. I think we should definitely go to one because it was really cool. Cool park. Salem's Field is fucking cool. And
I went there right after COVID.
For a Bison game?
With Jano, yeah. And I was surprised because I didn't have to wear a mask. It was, remember that little transition period?
Yeah,
and I didn't wear a mask, and it was packed, and it was a great time.
No, it was awesome, dude. It was really fun. The Bandits night thing was a little weird. I was really more excited to see the Bisons play, but yeah, they played Syracuse. They beat them 4-0, and it was exciting, man.
And
it was
the
fast-paced.
Bisons, who they're the farm team for, right?
Let me think. So the Syracuse was the Mets. So that's the Mets. I think it must be the Guardians.
No, the Blue Jays.
Is it really?
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Have they always been that? Or
No,
did
it used to be the Indians.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, but
okay.
they switched.
They switched
It's
closer.
Even during COVID, it was like, so you couldn't cross the border.
Right.
So the Blue Jays had to play in Buffalo.
That's
so
right.
They were playing at, what is it, Salem Field?
Salem Field, yep.
Yeah.
Used to be Duntire Park.
Yeah, so it's the closest. I mean, come on, it's an hour and a half away.
It makes more sense for Buffalo to be Toronto for sure, and then Syracuse would be New York City, and then I wonder who's the Yankees farm team? Isn't that like
Scranton? I think.
Is it Scranton? That's weird.
Scranton, Wilkes-Barre. I don't know. That's my extent of MLB knowledge.
Yeah, it was really cool though. It was a really fun time, and it's like for me, it was more exciting seeing the Bisons guys because it's like these guys could potentially maybe get called up at some point. Like these lacrosse guys,
Become
they
a big
work
star.
second jobs.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to
Did you
treat them
meet
like
Dane
they're Jay-Z.
Smith?
I can't remember. I met two. So there was two lines. It was line A and line B. Line A was the popular guys, so that was the longer line. And then like the security guys like cut us off right behind us. So like the signing started at 5, and those guys were already trying to get out of there at 6. I was like, you fucking guys are lacrosse players. You should be happy that anyone's even here to meet you at all. And they were like trying to dip out early. So I was there with someone.
How did you know that?
Because the security guys came up and were like, "Hey, look, we're cutting the line off here. Like, if you're behind us, there's no guarantee you're going to be able to meet them." And that was at like 5:30, and the signing started at 5.
You could just meet them at a local firefighter convention.
When I was at WrestleMania 27 with Caesar, we stood in line to meet Sheamus at WrestleMania Access, and it was a way longer line. It was like a 3-hour wait. They did that same cut the line off shit, and Sheamus ran everybody through. He made sure he signed for everybody. So he sat there for 3 fucking hours. That's Sheamus.
Sheamus is a golden boy, though.
Fella. So he sat there and signed everybody's shit. These guys are trying to like dip out after 35 minutes. I thought that was horse shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, I took this girl's flag into line B so I could get it signed by these scrubs, and then went through line B and handed her flag off so she could go through line A. But it's funny because the security guard kept coming up and being like, hey, if anyone wants to go to line B, like, you have a better chance of meeting people, and nobody moved. So whoever was in line B was like the guys nobody wants to meet. And then line A was like the stars or whatever. I don't know. I can't remember anybody's name at all.
Did you want to touch on
what?
Anything like with female interaction?
Oh, yeah.
Texting?
Quite simply, like, this is the wrong time right now to be fucking with me or thinking that you can play around with me, because I'm just not in the mood. I got too much other bullshit going on and too much shit that I need to take care of. Like, what seems to happen with me, and it's happened recently, it's a pending thing, is that I'll be seeing someone, and when you first meet someone, it's really exciting. You're getting to know each other, and like, nothing's off limits. And then it gets to the point where you actually like each other. And I feel like I've tried every approach possible, because this has happened to me probably 5 or 6 times, where the girl just starts acting weird. It's either to like test you to see where you're at, or it's to fuck with you, or it's just that's what she does. She's whatever. So the Bisons game I went with this girl I've been seeing and her friend, right? So that puts a lot of pressure on me, because not only do I have to be good and entertaining to her, I have to be good and entertaining to her friend and make sure her friend likes me. And I know I'm being judged. I know that I'm under the fucking microscope, but I went there, had a fucking blast, made sure everybody had fun, was fun, funny, and charming, and it couldn't have fucking gone better. But since that day, the girl has gone cold, in a matter of speaking, and I just don't have time for that, and I don't engage with it. And I'm not an idiot, so I recognize when that happens, and instead of addressing it and saying like, yo, why are you acting weird now, did something happen, I just did nothing. I said nothing. I didn't even acknowledge that I noticed anything, and just let it die on the fucking vine. I mean, I haven't said shit, because I'm just out.
Best way to handle it.
I can't handle that shit right now. It's not worth it. And everything was so good and so fine that there's no reason for this to be happening. Like, this is a manufactured bullshit thing that came out of nowhere that doesn't need to be existing right now.
It's just a big ask to like, hey, come to a Bisons game with me.
With my friend.
Right. That's a huge ask.
And all I really want is the respect for not only doing that, but also doing it as well as I did, and not being weird, and making sure I went out of my way to make her friend feel comfortable, and making sure I was entertaining everybody, and making
like,
sure.
Just imagine if like you did it and you were like, "Hey, I'm inviting this girl to the Bisons game. Mike, come along." Well,
right.
So, and I come along. Imagine the pressure.
Right, and if the girl was not really,
I'd probably
super
be like,
awesome. No one would care, because it'd just be like, whatever. She's there with you.
She's cute.
Exactly.
Whatever.
That would be the end of it. But it's like, I had to. It's just fucking bullshit. It's just fucking bullshit.
Whatever. Stop messing with my boy.
Now, I'm going to say this right in the camera. Now is not the time for any of this bullshit, because you just caught me on the wrong day. Like, I'm not feeding into any horse shit, and I'm not doing any bullshit back and forth gamesmanship. I'm just not doing it. I have too much other shit going on. Everything's going way too well. And, you know, if you can't just be straight up, if you can't just say what's on your mind, if you can't act fucking normal, then it's just not going to fucking work, dude. Like, I don't have time to do this.
If I texted you and you responded, I said, "Hey, Cody, here's a video of something I think's funny," and you went, "Ha." As a response,
right?
I would be like, "Oh shit."
Well, not only that, but you also. I just want to check this video real quick. You also.
Sorry, technical difficulties. You also.
Once you have, so I've talked to this person for about a month straight every day, and when you talk to someone that frequently, you build up a routine and a pattern of how they text.
A cadence.
Right, exactly. So they text a lot. They text this much about certain things. They're usually funny about these certain things. So once that changes, you know, it's almost like they changed, not me. I haven't done anything different. So they either want me to say what's wrong, or did something happen?
Have you done that?
No.
Yeah,
I won't do it, because I won't give that person the satisfaction of me even, like, for me, the way this is all panned out, I'm fine with never speaking to this person again. And that's how it will go if that's how they choose to do it.
Cut it. Yeah, cut it off.
But yeah, I just, I'm almost 33 years old. This is August 29th, Michael Jackson's birthday. There's just, I'm way beyond this type of horse shit. And again, I don't know what even happened. It might be nothing. It might be something. It might be, but I don't care. I don't want to know. I don't need to know. It doesn't matter to me. I don't give a fuck.
The disrespect is already there.
Exactly. And I know I did nothing. I know I didn't change how I'm acting. So I'm straight. It doesn't fucking matter. I did nothing wrong. I did nothing crazy. I didn't do anything weird. I didn't do anything malicious. I didn't do anything sneaky. I didn't do anything subliminal. I did nothing but be cool and be me, and that's the end of it. I can't do anything else but that. So,
because I am whatever you say I am.
Exactly. I got disqualified in March of #97. After giving the whooping to Montel Griffin. Late hit. God. My title, they had to take it. Why? I guess that's the only way I could lose.
All right, yeah. We'll touch on Roy Jones real
Jones
quick.
Jr.
That was some of the most
best bars ever. Rarely do you see a guy rapping about his entire boxing career and, naming specific incidents. David Telesco.
When I knocked him out for his light heavyweight title. Yeah. And he doesn't even rhyme it.
No, that's the best because it's towards the end of the song and he's just like, when I beat Reggie Johnson, took his light heavyweight title from him. Y'all must have forgotten. There's no rhyme and the video just shows him knocking out Reggie Johnson. It's like, what does it feel like to be Reggie Johnson?
I know. If I was Reggie Johnson, I would be in an insane asylum.
You got knocked out. So not only did you get knocked out, he had your title taken from you. Then it gets rapped about. Then it gets replayed. I feel like Tarver should have made like a "Y'all Must Have Forgot" response song to Roy Jones.
Tarver, why was he so, in Fight Night, he was so fat?
He was kind of...
He was like a turtle.
He was a bigger, light heavyweight. He had a weird body shape.
Yeah, his head was small, but his body was wide.
And that's the thing. He didn't look like someone that should beat Roy Jones. And I know that if Roy Jones didn't move up to heavyweight and then come back down, he wouldn't have beat Roy Jones.
You got to do a "Y'all Must Have Forgot" about everything in your life that you've accomplished.
Right.
Remember when I was Silver Gloves? Y'all must have forgot. Remember when I worked at Willowbrook? Y'all must have forgot.
The Becker version is funny too.
Oh, the Becker. Yeah, remember when I scrubbed that
cleaned
grill?
The fryer? Yeah, when I cleaned the grill.
Remember when I moved them kegs? Y'all must have forgot.
So yeah, watch Y'all Must Have Forgot video. There's a moment in the video where they did a setting scene stage where he's in a warehouse with 40 swinging heavy bags. It's where is this? This
why is there so many heavy bags?
There's
hit all
three average looking girls that are following him around in swimsuits. Yeah. My favorite part is when he's boxing in the water. It just looks really cool. How fast he is.
I didn't think it looked cool. It looked like a Will Smith video.
It kind of did. But yeah, Roy Jones was the fucking man. He's so awesome. I don't know. Again, me and you already went over this type of shit, but when he fought a bunch of... He always said that he was never gonna have a fall, so he was gonna go out on top, but he ended up fighting way too long. He fought bums and ended up losing to guys that he should have never lost to. But the fact that he was Jordan Brand, it might be my favorite athlete ever. His athletic ability in his prime was unbelievable. The biggest margin of skill level between him and his opponents that I've ever seen. Roy Jones is the fucking man. I love that guy so much. I think that I'd rather watch him fight Jake Paul than Mike Tyson personally, even though I know the public would probably rather go with Mike.
Yeah, who did Mike Tyson fight? Was it Roy Jones?
Him and Roy Jones fought, for that first... That was the first crazy COVID. Yeah, it was stupid. They didn't even announce a winner. They just
the Robinson...
Yeah, that was the Robinson Jake Paul fight. So
blown up.
What's going
on? Work stuff.
Oh, work stuff.
Jeez, yeah. I don't even care.
It's your day off. Today and tomorrow's your day off.
Yeah, and I have Thursday and Friday off. I'm going to Wilco on Friday.
Oh, that's right. Going to Canandaigua, right?
I got an idea. Is there any way we could broadcast live the next podcast?
I'm sure we could.
How cool would that be?
I'm pretty sure YouTube has a live feature.
We should do that.
Yeah, we could probably do that. The only thing I'd have to make sure of is I'd have to figure out how to route the audio into the live feed.
And we could pull if there's any viewers, we can pull up the video and answer viewer questions live.
Pretty sure it can be done. I'll have to look into it. If anyone's ever done that before. So I know I could go live off my phone and have it where it's feeding into that mic that's on the stand. The only thing I'm not 100% sure about, but I bet you I could figure it out, is how to make sure that our mics are feeding into my interface and then to get that to my phone. Like, we might have to... It's going to take some investigation, but I think it can be done.
It's an idea. It's just an idea.
It'd be really cool to do, and I think we could definitely make it work. I have a few people I can ask to try and get some advice on that. If you've ever gone live on YouTube, some feedback would be appreciated, but I have some people I can ask. I think we could pull it off. That's the only thing I'd be a little concerned about, is just getting the audio to...
We're going to pull the Monday Nitro.
Yeah, we're going to go live on them while everyone else is on tape delay. I got to piss again.
We don't have to edit anything. Well, let's finish a final segment here.
Let me see. Hold on. What is the final segment anyway?
I was going to talk about fireworks.
All right, well, go ahead. You start talking about that. I'll listen to what you say and piss.
So I don't have any interest in fireworks anymore. I've seen them all. You can watch them on YouTube. You'll see them on TV. You'll see pictures of them. I don't care. It drives my dog crazy. Overrated. Absolutely overrated. And I don't want to have to travel to watch them. And then what am I doing? I'm just staring at these, like, things going up in the sky. I don't know. I don't know. It kind of scares me. I don't know if I was a war veteran in my past life or something, but whenever I look at them, I get weirded out. And my dog flips out and knocks down our gate and then runs.
Dogs hate
pisses
them
all over the place.
Put it this way. We're not 5 years old. So an exploding light thing in the sky doesn't really do it for us, right? Little kids like it. I'm sure your daughter would appreciate it.
Yeah, that's the one thing I have to pretend.
But, you know, I'm good on it as well. I've seen enough of them in my life. It's a cool traditional thing. To me, the 4th, I like the part of the 4th where you're just drinking, hanging out, cooking hot dogs and shit. Like, that's more my speed. But we wish everybody, obviously, a safe and happy 4th of July. Happy Independence Day to this beautiful and wonderful country that allows us to do what we do.
Oh my god!
And
dude. What the fuck was that?
Just shout outs to America, dude. That's all. Was that weird?
It just seemed like you were paid
character
to say that.
Yeah, right. Paid by America. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you're into the fireworks, that's cool and shit. Just don't post like snaps of it. Like nobody wants to watch fireworks.
No more.
Yeah, just that. Don't do that.
We're all watching the same thing.
Exactly. Like you showing. Like just don't.
This needs to end.
It's over. We're putting a line in the sand right now.
I'll block any one of you.
You're all getting blocked
if you post.
I know you're gonna do it. So you're all getting fucking blocked. But with that being said, we wish you the happiest of holidays, and thank you for tuning in. And really, the biggest thing, you know, I think it says this in the description of the video, but engaging with us is not only welcome, it's allowed.
Yeah, please.
We want to know what you think and what you would... We're not going to change what we do by any means, but if you have anything that you... Even just a quick compliment to boost our ego, any sort of feedback,
or challenges,
any rap battle challenges.
Do this on your podcast.
Yeah,
I'll do it if you want me to swallow cinnamon
challenge. We'll do any eggnog challenge, whatever you want. You just let us know, because we're freestyling here. We're just trying to keep the momentum going.
We had nothing to talk about.
No, we had nothing, and we made it work. I think we still pulled an hour out of nowhere.
I think this is our best podcast yet.
That's awesome. I can't.
Yeah, the energy was brought.
That's awesome. I have no idea. I never know. Every time we finish, I'm like, I don't even remember what we talked about. It just fucking flies right by.
Really?
I never know. Like, I never know if it was good or bad or whatever. But the one key thing, we want to make sure that you're mixed up a little bit in the mix, or you're not super quiet. I think we got levels set and all that shit. Doesn't matter to you guys, but we're going to keep improving, building off what we've established here, and try and make this a thing that's long-term and something you can count on every Wednesday. So, yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being here. This is the Twin Towers Pod. My name's codeezie. Mikey Blaze. What do you got to say for the final?
We'll see you next time.
That's right. We'll see you next week. Happy holidays. Happy 4th of July. Take care.
Yeah.
Spike your hair. We'll be back.
Adios. Woo, woo, woo.